Robert Tyson grew up in Coleman and graduated Coleman High School in 1959. Bob was an avid Boy Scout, attaining the rank of Eagle Scout in 1958. One of the highlights of his scouting activities was attending the Boy Scout National Jamboree in Pennsylvania in July of 1957. After high school, Bob attended the University of Texas and graduated the UT School of Pharmacy in 1964. While in college, he was a member of the Army ROTC and attained the rank of second lieutenant. Bob was stationed in Chicago as a dispensary, pharmacy, and medical supply officer at the 5th Army Headquarters in Chicago, Illinois, from 1965 to 1966. After completing his ROTC service, Bob returned to Coleman in 1967 and went to work for Eddie Brink at Brink's Pharmacy. 10 years later, Bob purchased an interest in the pharmacy, and on August 1st, 1979, Bob and his wife Jo purchased the store. In April of 1986, the pharmacy name was changed to Tyson Pharmacy. Bob worked at the pharmacy in Coleman for over 50 years, retiring in October of 2017. Bob was a member of the Texas Pharmacy Association and served as president of the Central West Texas Pharmacy Association in Abilene and the Central Texas Pharmacy Association in Brownwood. Through the Texas Pharmacy Association, he advocated for legislation to benefit independent pharmacies. Bob served on the Regional Advisory Committee for Barron's Drug Company in Waco, the Political Action Committee of the Texas Pharmacy Association for 6 years, the Regional Advisory Committee for Cardinal Health, a national drug wholesaler, and also served on the National Retail Advisory Board for Cardinal Health for 3 years. For over 25 years, Bob served Holiday Hill Nursing Home as their pharmacy consultant. While belonging to the American Society of Consultant Pharmacists, he also served other nursing homes in Coleman and Brownwood. He was the pharmacist in charge consultant for Overall Norris Hospital in Coleman for 10 years. Bob was involved in many civic activities and organizations. In July of 1969, the Coleman Development Committee Incorporated launched the sale of shares of stock. Seeing a vision for the growth of Coleman, Bob Tyson was one of the first to buy shares in the development company. Bob loved serving his community. He was appointed to the board of directors for the Coleman Housing Authority and served in that position for 48 years. He also served on the Chamber of Commerce board of directors. Bob was a member of the Coleman Community Theater Group and performed in plays and also assisted with the production and stage crews. He also enjoyed singing and performing all over the area with the Barbershop Harmony Society for 25 years. Bob continued to support the scouting program as scoutmaster of local scout troops, mentoring many young boys from the community. He served as a player agent for the Little League program for 7 years, was an active member of the Lions Club for 50 years, and served on the Coleman ISD Foundation. He was a member of the United Christian Presbyterian Church, where he served in many leadership roles. Bob served on the Coleman ISD Board of Trustees for 5 years in the late 70s. He is a devoted Blue Cat fan, attending countless Blue Cat games and supporting the students of Coleman ISD in many ways. As a local business owner, Bob often hired high school students to work after school and weekends where they were given the opportunity to gain valuable work experience. He routinely inquired as to what the students were doing and if he could help them in any way. A few years back, he approached the Coleman High School engineering research and design teacher and asked him, "What can I do for your students?" A few weeks later, these students had a full set of TI Inspire CX calculators, which are still being used today in the rocketry program. Bob never hesitated to help the students at Coleman ISD. Bob Tyson spent over 50 years serving Coleman and the Coleman County. As a Coleman High School graduate, Bob has exemplified what it means to bring honor and value to Coleman ISD throughout his life. It is now my pleasure to introduce Robert Tyson as a 2024 Coleman ISD Hall of Honor inductee. Bob, please come up and accept your award.
I only have 27 pages of information to present tonight, but I boiled it all down to one page. This honor is such a surprise to me. I'm deeply, deeply indebted to all of the men and people of the Coleman CISD Foundation. Looking back on all the different things I did, I was very impressed by my dad, by Eddie Brink and his brother Arthur Brink, to do community service, to get outside the walls of that pharmacy and be a member of the community. And that has worked for me very well. I especially enjoyed employing high school students all that time. They kept me young, they kept me active and learning what to do and how to deal with them. And they got the gospel according to Tyson while they worked for me. They will tell you about that. There were mentors all the way through Lions Club, Little League, Scouting, the Housing Authority. Was lucky we had, in those 48 years, we had 3 administrators. Raymond Childers, John Holtz, and Linda Brady. And they did a very good job of doing what we wanted to do, provide good housing, reasonable housing, and inexpensive housing for the people of Coleman County. And they did that with great zeal, and it worked out very well. To the nurses and doctors and administrators I worked with in the consulting practice, thank you very much. It was really an honor to do that. My classmates in pharmacy school, we were the first class that went 5 years to get a pharmacy degree. Now then they have to go 6. But there were 150 of us. They took all comers at that time. You didn't have to apply. So the first week, the dean set everybody down in a big auditorium. There were 150 of us. And the dean said, look at the person on your right and the ones on their left and the ones outside of them. Said, they won't be here when you get through. We graduated 29 people. And it was one of the most difficult things I've ever done. It really pressed me to do all that. My classmates, we had a number of people that served as president of the Texas Pharmacy Association. They kept me involved by appointing me to various committees, the Political Action Committee, a scholarship committee at the University of Texas. And it was been a great run. I appreciate it very much. Throughout all this experience, I want to thank my wife, Jo, for standing beside me in all these different endeavors. She made it very easy for me to go and do things by taking care of things at home, and then to go in with me to various places, and we got to see some places I would have never seen before.